another one.
All right. It says, I feel very destroyed after a job interview. All right. I'm in my last year in computer science school, and we are obligated to do a 6 month internship in the end of the year. I want mine to be in cybersecurity field, preferably as a junior penetration tester. And today I had my first real job interview with HR, and it was a horrible experience. I got stressed and started shaking my hands and head, and I couldn't express myself fully. They told me it was okay, and they will call me if they need a similar profile. I think I screwed it up. Is there still a chance that I pass the technical interview? If no, how can I get better aside from practice? And if this continues, can I land an internship with my technical skills only? I play a lot of CTFs for 3 years and some bug bounties. What do you think, Socks? Is it over for this young lad?
You know what? I'm gonna rip the band-aid off. Expect it to be dead. Like expect it to be gone. It's okay. Here, let this redemption listen to me. I want you to hear through this crappy experience, right? What cybersecurity and IT professionals tend to not do very well is 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 interview and interpersonal skills. It just like we mess with computers because let me tell you something. And you guys can I'm just telling you. I told my I told some close friends of mine. I said, "Hey, I prefer computers over humans because if I break the computer or it's screaming some type of seg fault or some type of error, without a doubt, it's my fault. It has nothing to do with how it felt or any of those things. It's broken because of that." And I think that can elucidate some of the things that we as as computer people tend to battle with, right? So here's what I would like you to do. Okay, it's called Toastmasters. Toastmasters doesn't pay me, so I'm just telling you. Find Toastmasters. They're an international organization, and they're definitely nationwide. So there's a Toastmasters in your environment, and it's almost free, right? Go sign up for Toastmasters. Take some classes. Get accustomed to talking with people. Also, when you have interviews that's staged or that are set up, unfortunately, like when I was first starting, I didn't have anybody that had ever been in cybersecurity, let alone had a computer or the knowledge. So I get that. I understand that. But that's where mentorship comes into play, right? One, we got to make sure that we're mentorable, right? That we can actually be mentored, right? That means putting your ego to the side. Like I just got finished doing a big petition to try and get some money to support Sox University, and I realized like, wait, hold on, maybe there's some mentorship opportunities for me, so that I could better and become stronger in that space so I could better represent the business and brand that I'm going after, right? We are our own brand every time we sit in front of a person that we're trying to interview against. So what I'm trying to provide to you is that no, it's not over. Yeah, that's just one interview. Trust me. Like they're gonna say no, like whatever. That doesn't matter. That does not impact your technical acumen per se. But what it does speak to is how we present and how we're received. And Toastmasters do 6 months, right? That doesn't mean don't go after a job for 6 months. Take 6 months, work on yourself, get a mentorship group, get some groups of people who, get you a tech coach Ralph. Go put some reps in with them and say, hey, I'm going to interview with you. I need you to tell me what my faults are. And then take notes based upon what your performance is, and then go back. You're a hacker. You got this. You've done CTFs. Keep doing those. Don't stop. Those are very perishable skills. keep going after it, and those things represent demonstrative application of your knowledge. So that's important. But it's all about the package, and that's all I have.
So I had this on because I do a lot of I review like so many resumes like for work and for coaching and stuff like that. And other than like if you can get past like because most resumes are terrible, right? So if you can get past like if someone actually accepts your resume, they want to talk to you, right? And now you have to go through the interview process. A lot of people they are not they are so unprepared for the interview, right? They don't know how the interview processes go. They don't know what to expect. They don't know the type of questions that they're going to get, and then you get a situation like this where you totally bomb, right? I'll tell you a quick story. One of pretty much one of my right hands in the tech with barbarians, right? She had she had an interview coming up, right? And so it was for QA. She was studying the questions, right? And I said, okay, so you studied the questions, but are you like ready to interview? She's like, oh yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. We're gonna do a mock interview, right? So her interview was going to be on Wednesday. So Monday, I'm like, all right, we're gonna do a mock interview. And so we do it. And I start asking her the questions, right? Like questions that I would ask on an interview. And she started to like totally like get nervous, looking around, and like just bombing it, right? I'm like, okay, cool. That's good that you did it here instead of doing it on the interview, right? What we're gonna do now, every day, twice a day, until the day of the interview, and like an hour before the interview, right? We're going to prep so that once you and I'm gonna make it harder for you, right? The way that I interview is like really tough, right? So that once you go into that interview, it's gonna be a cakewalk, right? And when she went to that interview, like she killed it. So it's about preparation. And what I always tell the people that I'm coaching is like, you have to have things that you can talk about that's going to make the person that you're interviewing with say, wow, right? Like you did that. Oh, snap. Like I never even thought about that. Right. That's the goal for the interviews because you have to get comfortable. You have to go into the interview. Like, if you don't hire me, then that's your loss. Right. And with that mindset, you are going to kill it. So that's a little bit of interview tips and preparation stuff that I coach my people to be ready to, you should always be ready for any situation. You know what I mean?
And to be fair to the person who posted this question, like I have bombed interviews that were given to me. Like I was a shoo-in to get this job. But because I could not articulate properly, like it happens. And we got to be kind to ourselves. Like that's important too. Like go back, sit down, don't let that discourage you. You got this, because it's a game of numbers at that point in time. Especially when you just got your OSCP, like you're in the right space. So just keep going at it. You got this.
And I'll give a little piece of information that I'm not going to give all the details because this is Patreon exclusive information. But create a little bit of content about what you're learning and share that on the most important platform. And I'll leave it as that. I can't give too much, but that is a Patreon level game. All right. So with that being said, let's wrap up that question.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos. Enigmatic Joker.